Alright, 4 hours ago, first released the game reveal for Rebuilt. And in that time, Big Sky Robotics has been doing some hard work, coming up with strategy, figuring out what the meta for the game is going to be, and trying to decide what our robot's going to look like. My name's Tim. I am the controls lead for Big Sky Robotics, and I'm going to be going over kind of just general game strategy, how we think the meta is going to evolve. Going straight into it, in autonomous, we're expecting you're going to have a robot that is tackling these game pieces and then maybe going for a climb as well. As far as the mid-game, or as far as like the middle in autonomous, it's another one of those 2024 situations where teams from opposite sides can be interacting with the same game pieces. And it's also interesting to note here that if a robot's completely on the other side of the field in autonomous, then it's unprotected. So as long as you keep part of your robot as you're picking up these game pieces on your side of the field, then you get protection from that. It's interesting here that the bump is a little bit closer to the starting game pieces in the middle than the trench is. So I'm expecting top teams to fly over this bump and charge towards the game pieces, disrupting them, possibly hoping to get game pieces out of the way of opponents. Going into Teleop, obviously we have one game piece here and one place to score it, so getting as many in there as possible is the name of the game. There's going to be a couple periods where teams can't score into their own hub, so it might be a game of ownership there where you go to the other team's field, grab some game pieces and just like start shuttling them over, shooting them. Because as far as we can tell, there's no restriction on launching as long as you aren't trying to shoot from outside of your zone into the hub. So you can definitely kind of play some 2022, get like your opponent's game pieces out of there, and then maybe get them into your zone so you can score them as well. Endgame, there's going to be 10 points for the lowest rung, getting your wheels off the ground basically. You get 20 points if you can get your bumper entirely above the lowest rung, and 30 points if you get your bumper entirely above the third rung. So keep in mind here, these are increments of 10 points, and a fuel cell is worth 1 point. So climbing is definitely a lot more important this year than it was in, say, 2024, because the lowest rung is 10 fuel cells. So we're expecting that it's going to be the meta to climb to the top, if possible, get 2 robots up there. So if robots can take up less space, maybe climb on the side, that's probably going to be influential as well.
Hey all, I'm Matt. I'm part of the controls team here at BSR. I'm here to go over some of the strategy we came up with after looking over the rules book this year. So starting off with our requirements for this year, we want to make sure to at least do a level 1 climb, just get some easy points, looks achievable. Ground intake has been proven over the years to be one of the more reliable ways to get game pieces. It just becomes an advantage down the road instead of having to go to like one of the depots and rely on a human player. We want to be able to at least drive under the trench just in case we can't go over the bump. So that means we need to stay under the 22¼ inch limit. Here are some of our stretch goals. Our wants: we want to do a level 2-3 combo climb, just because it gives us more points and allows us to potentially get a ranking point later on if our other teammates can climb. This is maybe not a 3-day thing, but more of a competition specific thing. We want to have more than 8 storage capacity for those game pieces, just because we think there's no limit. So being able to store as many as we can is a huge plus. We want to be able to score from anywhere within our alliance station, just because it allows us to not have to line up to anything specific, gives us just more versatility. And we want to maybe be able to drive over the bump. We're going to be testing that later on just to see if our drive base and wheels can handle it. This explore section is kind of, if it happens, it happens. If our design allows us to, we'd like to pick up directly from the depot instead of from the floor, just because we think it might be a little quicker. And some of the things we immediately ruled out was the ability to do a turret. We think it's a good idea, but since we are constrained by the 3 days and don't have the parts for it, a turret is not feasible for us. And a buddy climb, as it's not allowed in the rules. So yeah, that's kind of our strategy breakdown. Stay tuned for some of our CAD and prototype testing. Thanks all.